Good morning. Thank you very much. I'd like to have Sky Ellison lead us in the pledge.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I pledge allegiance.
Good morning and welcome to the Upper School Athletic and Academic Awards Ceremony. Appreciate you being here. Seniors, it's great to see you again as well. There is a little book written by a gentleman named Albert E.N. Gray, and the book is really a pamphlet, and it's a speech that Mr. Gray gave at a convention years and years ago. And I wanted to share a little bit with you, an excerpt. And so the title of the speech and the little booklet is called The Common Denominator of Success. And I've shared this with students in the past, but I think it's worth revisiting. So Mr. Gray was a successful business person, and he, early in his career though, he was charged with helping other business people have success and have good careers. And he realized that he was ill-equipped for that, because he himself didn't really know what it took to be successful. He knew growing up, his parents said, you gotta work hard, and we all know that, work hard, right? And, but he said, he'd seen people who worked really hard not have success, and he'd seen others who didn't seem to work as hard have success. So he thought, well, maybe it's something a little bit more than just hard work, that's a part, but maybe there's something else. And so he did a bunch of research. He read all kinds of autobiographies and biographies of successful people. He interviewed a bunch of successful people, interviewed people who, maybe if the successful person was deceased, interviewed people that knew them. So he's trying to find what he referred to as this common denominator of success. And so I'm going to share this with you now, and we'll talk a little bit about it. So he says on page 11 of this little pamphlet, the common denominator of success, the secret of success of every person who has ever been successful. Right there, it's a pretty bold statement, Whitney, right? That he or she formed the habit of doing things that failures don't like to do. Now, many of you work very hard, right? And I often, in the afternoons, I'll come down, if I'm going to watch a lacrosse game or a baseball game or something, I'll come down and I'll see students studying, working with teachers, maybe some people in here shooting baskets or in the weight room, and I see people working hard. So I know you guys are very hard workers, but I think it's interesting that he says, consistently, of doing things that failures don't. The don't like to do part, I think, is the key. So BB, somewhere these folks have figured out, okay, let's take basketball. You play basketball. I see you here every afternoon shooting baskets. Let's say are you a righty or a lefty? You're righty? Okay, cool. Charlie, you're a righty as well? Awesome. So I bet it's often you're using your right hand when you're in here shooting in the afternoons. You're shooting right-handed shots, right-handed layups, and so forth. And I remember as a basketball player myself, I was a righty, and I always worked on those things I was good in, and would feel good about myself. I'd get sweaty and so forth and leave, but I often didn't do the other things I needed to do. Coach Cheevers, I didn't do those, work on that left-handed layup, work on some of those harder things, the things that were harder for me, things that failures don't like to do. So my challenge to you this morning, students and athletes, Gerstellians, is to form the habit of doing things that failures don't like to do. So Gavin, whatever that may be in baseball, feel like is a weakness or whatever, you need to find a way to do that and do that consistently. Grace and I were sitting down a few years ago, and I was asking her, I was like, it looks like you have a chance to be valedictorian, congratulations. And I said, so what is it? Why are you, you're just really smart? And she said, you know, my classmates think that. She said, my classmates think I'm really, really smart, but I'm not any smarter than any of them. She said, what I do that they don't do is I just work really hard at things, even at times when I'd rather be doing something else. And I work at those things that I struggle with. So whether it was something with Spanish or something with chemistry or whatever that was difficult for her, she identified what that was, Lewis, and then she worked at that. And she graduated valedictorian here at Gristell. She graduated from University of Maryland Honors College in 3 years and is having a successful career now with Black & Decker. So my challenge to you this morning, whether your name is called or not, be honest with yourself. What are those things I need to be doing? I need to work hard, and I need to perform the things so that I can reach my full success, that I can have, I can realize principle number 7. Congratulations. It's great to see you. Welcome.
Good morning. Welcome to our Upper School Spring Athletic Award Ceremony. As this spring season has come to a close, I want to take a moment to acknowledge and celebrate all of your hard work, your dedication, and achievements over the past few months. You've trained tirelessly, competed fiercely, and demonstrated incredible sportsmanship and teamwork. So, for some of you, your seasons may have ended in disappointment. However, each of you have made significant progress, both individually and as part of a team. The lessons you've learned, the bonds you've formed, and the memories you've created this season will stay with you. I would like to congratulate our varsity girls lacrosse team for winning the school's first IAAM championship. We are proud of this team's unwavering spirit and determination, so congratulations again. We in the athletic department are proud of the effort from all of our spring athletes as they work to reach their full potential throughout the season.
We would now like to recognize the students who work tirelessly behind the scenes and on the sidelines to make our athletic programs thrive. These particular students put in hours of work and are vital members of our athletic programs. To our spring team managers, we are grateful for your generosity with your time and talents. Students, when you hear your name, please stand to be recognized. Please hold your applause until all students' names have been called. Zach Marquez, Juliana Ascanoa, Olivia Ruck, Abby Redman, Kensington Davis, Cadence McClemba, Sam Mosevich, our head manager, and we'd also like to thank Kate Roberts for being at almost every home game, announcing and taking amazing pictures for our community. Next, we are thrilled to recognize those student athletes who earned their first varsity letter during the spring of 2024. Each student who participates on a varsity squad for the first time will receive a varsity letter and a sports pin that can be displayed on their varsity letter or on their blazer lapel. When your name is called, please stand to be recognized. After the ceremony, please come get your varsity letter and pins in Mr. Gelati's office. Please hold your applause until all students' names have been called. Ridgely Anderson, Larson Bell, Presley Borick, Evan Cheevers, John Davis, Colt Ginger, Braden Miner, Nathan Pokov, and Matthew Scarborough. For those of you that have previously earned a varsity letter, but this is your first time on a varsity lacrosse or baseball team, you may also pick up your pin in Mr. Gelati's office.
Next, I will turn things over to our coaches, who will be giving out 2 awards for each team. The first award is the Falcon Award, which is given to a player or manager who, by the vote of the players, has had the most positive impact on the team. This is a student athlete who has persevered throughout the season and who has set a positive example for his or her peers both on and off the field. This player has shown the ability to lead by example and set the standard for what a Gerstell student athlete is all about. The next award, which is given out to a player or manager by the vote of the coaches, exemplifies the leadership characteristics expected of a Gerstel student athlete. The student athlete is sacrificed to the team to improve individually and as a teammate. This player strives to reach their full potential on a daily basis and has the ability to make those around them better. Our first presenter will be Coach Paklemba for varsity baseball.
So the 2024 baseball season was a interesting ride, highs and lows. And as I told the kids last year, after we had a difficult end of our season, and again this year kind of had a difficult end of our season, baseball really is a microcosm of life, and the way that you can do everything right and you can do all the things the way you're supposed to do them, and sometimes it just doesn't work out your way. And that's part of life, and it's a great lesson to learn, even though it's a difficult lesson to learn. With that said, we had a fantastic season. We finished 9-8, and it's the 9th year out of our 10 years of our program that we finished with a winning season. We accomplished winning our 100th game in program history earlier this year, and that's a testament to a number of great players over the years. So really an outstanding year. We came up a little bit short in the playoffs, but the kids fought down to the last second of each game, and I'm really proud of all of them. We had a fantastic trip to Florida this year, and I know a lot of you want to go back next year, so we'll have to talk to my wife about that and see if she'll allow that. But it was a great year overall, and I'm really proud of every one of these kids for all of their hard work and dedication. This has probably been the most difficult year to give these awards because of the group that I had, not only seniors, but top to bottom. We really just had a great group of young men. These seniors, I told them the last game, some of them I've known since they were this big. Some of them I started recruiting when they were in 5th and 6th grade, but I've grown to love this group. It's arguably one of my favorite groups that I've ever had the opportunity to be with. So this is a really difficult decision in terms of all of our awards. I'll start with our Coaches Award. I actually took the opportunity, I spoke with some of the kids to get their input because we were so torn as a coaching staff. So I really wanted to kind of get the idea from some players of what players they felt led by example on the baseball field, because this is really, when it comes down to it, it's a leadership award. It's not the best baseball player. Young man I've known since he was probably in 5th or 6th grade, 6th grade probably. He was a little squirt, teeny tiny little guy, really even until he was a sophomore at Gerstel, and then all of a sudden he came back after the summer, and I was like, holy cow, you're a real kid now, like a real adult. But he has led us on the mound, he has led us at the plate, he has led us in the infield, really has done anything and everything that we could have asked as a young man, and just as a fantastic leader. Kind of quiet sometimes, but the kids do follow him, and that's exactly what we got when we spoke to the players about this kid. So proud to present the Coaches Award to Ryan Morrison. All right, our Falcon Award, as voted by the players. This year we had over a third of our team receive at least one vote for this award, which is really unheard of. But with that said, there was one that stood out by far above the others. And this young man has truly been a leader, a quiet leader, but can be a vocal leader. leads on the athletic field, leads in the hallways, leads in the classroom. Just a fantastic young man that I've really enjoyed watching grow. He's going to do great things in college, and I'm really excited to present the Falcon Award to Dylan Nee.
Our next presenter will be Coach Kennedy for girls varsity lacrosse.
Good morning. Thank you, Dr. Smith, Mr. Gelati, for affording me the opportunity to coach here. I'm grateful. Thank you, Mr. Roten, Ms. Manning, for all the support of the team. Thank you, Mr. Abbott, in particular, for your support this year. Special thanks to Coach Pugh and Coach Parker for helping lead this team to a successful season. Congratulations to the girls varsity team on winning an IAAM championship. We're very proud of all of you for all of your efforts. Carroll County, by all statistical measures, a successful season. Congratulations to the girls who earned all conference. Would the following girls stand in place for a minute here and be recognized? Sarah Fenwick, Riley Sullivan, Maggie Kennedy, Ava Reed, and Carter Eberly. Sarah led the team in goals, points, and caused turnovers. Riley led the team in caused turnovers and third in draw controls. Maggie led the team in ground balls and assists, third in caused turnovers and points. Carter was second on the team in goals. Ava led the team in saves and had a conference low 3.4 goals against average. Great seasons to all of you. We appreciate all of you've done this year, your efforts in practice and on game days. We have 6 seniors on the team this year. I'm asking also that the 6 of you stand up and be recognized. Ava Reed, Riley Sullivan, Sam's played in 44 games for Gerstel, has had 25 ground balls, 6 caused turnovers, 2 goals, an assist, and this year face guarded some of the top players in the nation. Maddie has played in 53 games for Gerstel, has had 50 ground balls, 8 caused turnovers, 7 goals, and 2 assists. Lexi has played in 57 games for Gerstel and has 60 ground balls, 13 caused turnovers, 4 goals, and an assist. For 2 years, played 34 games for Gerstel, has 37 ground balls and 4 assists. Ava's played in 50 games and has had 299 saves, 1 goal, and 2 assists. Liv has played in 46 games for Gerstel and had 63 goals, 9 assists, and 19 draw controls. It's been a privilege coaching you all. I've watched each of you grow over the last several years. Each of you has become responsible not only for your individual success, but for the health and growth of this team. You've all exhibited the Gerstel leadership principles. The one I'm most proud of is Principle 10. I watched a video recently with Dr. Smith and Mr. Pelasco about this. Humble yourself before Almighty God. You've led by example with empathy and have given tremendous effort day in and day out. And with all your individual successes, you've all remained humble. Collectively, you've left your indelible mark on the Gerstel Women's Lacrosse program as you've earned our first IA. While it is easy to coach a team with such senior leadership, it's hard at the end of the season to choose awards, but that's part of the job. We have 2 awards to give out. The first is a coach's award. It goes to the player on the team by the selection of the coaches who exemplifies the leadership characteristics expected of a Gristell student athlete. Since she showed up here the first day of practice last year, she set the tone for this team. She's led by example. She's played through injury. She has shown what it means to compete and never complain. She has taken countless girls under her wing. In her junior year, she earned all-conference in the IAMA, as well as all-county, which is very difficult to do for a defender. This year, she led our team in caused turnovers with 29 and was 3rd on the team in draw controls and ground balls. Again, this season, she earned all-conference. She's been a captain for the last 2 years and has done that position proud. It gives me great pleasure to present this year's Coaches Award to Riley Sullivan. The Falcon Award is given to that player who, by the vote of the players, has had the most positive impact on the team. Some words from her teammates. She always has a positive attitude, no matter what, and is someone I look up to as a player. She always has a positive attitude and cheers for all of her teammates. She's also a great leader vocally on and off the field. Additionally, she is an important part of our team and is always ready to give her best efforts. She's always super positive and has a smile on her face. The coaches concur. As a captain, balls, this player is near and dear to my heart, and I'll miss her when she is playing next year for Christopher Newport. It gives me great pleasure to present this year's Falcon Award to Lexi Larson.
And our last presenter will be Coach Drenner for Varsity Boys Lacrosse.
Good morning, everyone. It's great to see you all. Hope you all had a great weekend. As on our season this year, it was a really special one for me, being a first-year member of this community, but also as a part of the lacrosse team. My only wish is that I had been here for a couple more years. My time with the seniors was very quick and short-lived, but I enjoyed every second while I was doing it. I think the biggest, Coach Bucumba touched on this, I think the biggest part of high school sports is to learn valuable life skills and life lessons that you can apply outside of sport. And I think that our seniors were dedicated to learn those lessons and hopefully now are prepared to and equipped to take on any challenge that they face in their next career or in their next challenge. I do want to just touch on a few key lessons that we learned throughout the season. The first being that it's cool to care. I found that this age group and this demographic sometimes you all are a little bit hesitant to put your personality out there and really challenge yourself out of either fear of failure or ambition. But I appreciate Mr. Abbott. He had sent me a message early on in the season after our first week. It was a positive update about how our boys had kept the locker room. And I didn't give it away right away to the team. I asked them first. I said, hey, I got an email from Mr. Abbott about the locker room. Do we think it was a good one or a bad one? And I think out of just a little bit of guilt, they all said that it was probably a bad email. And so I used that as an example right away of like, you know, you have to take care of your things and leave places as you found it or better. And this time it was a negative one. You know, there's some food wrappers in the locker room, guys' sticks and pads are strewn across the place. And so it was at that point we talked about how it is you know, cool to care about everything that you do, right? How you take care of your locker room, how you take care of your schoolwork, how you take care of your business out on the practice field or on a game field. It really is cool to care, and that's when you have the most fun. I encouraged our guys to, you know, put a little skin in the game and stick your neck out there and don't be afraid to fail a little bit, because that's how you'll learn best, is by having those failures and those setbacks, which are then going to propel you, maybe with a little bit of disappointment, but again, it's going to propel you to be hungry to get better, and that was a big thing for our team. The other was, obviously our principles and attributes are very important. They're very important to me as well. As I was going through the hiring process and I had a meeting with Dr. Smith, and I needed to have the principles and the attributes memorized. And one of the studying tactics that I picked up on throughout my years of schooling, I spoke the principles and attributes into a voice memo on my phone, and then I would listen to them. And one night when I was listening to it, my mom had walked by and overheard one of the principles, and she said, "Why are you stressing about remembering these? Like, these are all how you were raised." And when I shifted my mindset and thought of it like that, the principles and attributes were easy to recite. It was the difficult part was just what order they went in. And so for me, the principles and attributes are a great foundation for our student athletes and our community. To me, none of those principles or attributes mean anything other than just words within a frame across campus until you put them into action. And I think our team, we ultimately made the decision to start putting things into action that we were talking about, whether it be on the field or off the field, because it really does take a good person to be a good athlete. I had talked to our team one day on the bus after a long ride home after a loss that, you know, at the end of the day, it was after that loss, one of the parents from the other team came up to me and said, "Your team was the most respectful team we played against all season." And right then and there, I was just walking off the field. I was one of the last ones off the field, and a mother from the opposing team had said that. And whatever happened during the 48 minutes of gameplay instantly went out the window, because I was more proud of that comment that a parent, you know, she didn't have to come out of her way and say that to me, but that she felt, you know, she felt like she needed to get that off her chest and let me know about it. And that made me more proud than an outcome of a lacrosse game. And so I just hope that our students and our seniors and those that are going to continue to play sports here and beyond, that you continue to try to put things into action, right? They won't mean anything unless we apply them and we try to use them throughout our daily life. I'm long-winded, and so I'll leave it at that. And I'll get on to our awards. Again, as a first-year coach, I was just getting the opportunity to meet all of these students, and then, you know, 3 quick months later, now I have to pick, you know, top ones. And it was very difficult for me. Obviously, these are going to be seniors for us, but we had leaders all throughout our team. I gave out a Falcon of the Day award to whatever player I felt stood up to our principles, our attributes, and what our team wanted to be about the best each day at practice. Sometimes it was for great effort, positive attitude and body language, or just toughness throughout a week or a specific day. I don't know, I'm looking for Ben Miller out here, who was a freshman, for second year playing lacrosse. You know, he's out at the practice field getting slashed by Jacob Gustafsson. And so he got Falcon of the Day for just going about his business. And you know, I'm sure his arms hurt a whole lot from getting slashed, but he wore those checks and he just kept continuing to get better. And that is the essence of the Falcon of the Day. And so, like I said, we had a lot of leaders. It was very difficult for me to choose just two. But these two stuck out the most to me, as well as their teammates. I got some feedback from our players as I went through the decision-making process on these. The Coaches Leadership Award, this one stuck out to me early on in our season. We had practices throughout spring break. This player was injured for those practices, but still showed up and still made his presence felt. At the time, I was suiting up. I wore my helmet and my gloves just so we could have 12 guys at practice, because a lot of the other players were on spring break vacations or working or whatever was going on. So just to provide us enough players to practice a little bit, I would suit up. And so this player, used his phone to set out timers so that my practice plan could continue. Player first, and we have a lot of those. The great thing about Gerstel is there are a lot of multi-sport athletes, and that was a big message for me with our team was, while you may be focused on soccer or focused on basketball, we're halfway through lacrosse season now, and so you're a multi-sport athlete. You can't just be a one-sport athlete playing in a different season. And so this player, I think, took that message and took action on it, and saw himself as a multi-sport athlete and was proud and passionate and cared about what he was doing on the lacrosse field. And that made a significant impact on our team in general. And so our Coaches Leadership Award goes to Drew Sindisic. All right, so our next award is the Falcon Award. This is the one that was voted on by the players. There were several great suggestions, recommendations, and this one, his name was used most often. And I think if we had polled the entire senior class, student athletes and non-student athletes involved, I think his name would get brought up quite a bit as well. And this guy, again, another multi-sport athlete. Currency exchange in this. It's really, I'm up here at the front of the huddle and I say something and I hope that it sticks for one or two players in the crowd. And I could tell through his body language and his eye contact and his posture that things were sticking. And again, it made an impact on the greater group. I think we had 21 players on our roster, and without this, our huddle might be going a different way. Some of our practices might slip by, and time took action on what we were trying to achieve, and I'm really proud of him. So Gavin Zemenchik.
I want to thank everyone here who has been a part of Gerstel Academy Athletics family and all of that have supported our teams. Enjoy your well-deserved break, stay active, and come back refreshed, ready to take on new goals. As you leave here this morning, congratulate one another, express your appreciation to your coaches, your friends, and when you get home tonight, your families for their support. I would like to now introduce Mr. Abbott for our upper school awards portion of the assembly.
Good morning, and again, congratulations to our spring athletes, and get another round of applause. I want to thank everyone in the upper school for a job well done. It takes many folks to make a great school year, and buy-in. as Mr. Drenner talked about, buy into who we are. And without a doubt, students and faculty, you hit a home run related to that. What's in textbooks. We want you to think critically, not just because it's hard, because we want you to survive out there. Outside of your stuff and apply your critical thinking lens. Apply the rule of one daily. Make those around you better. Approach each day with passion, conviction, and persistence. Challenge yourself to a difficult task. Welcome a challenge. Learn from great leaders. There's a lot of great leaders in this room. Seniors, in the back, will you stand for me? So I threw out this challenge last year during this time. And I asked everyone to think about the following questions. What are your dreams and goals? Are you willing to pay the price for success? Or are you going to apply your P's and A's to achieve your dreams and goals? Because you got to if you want to be successful. How are you going to hold yourself accountable? Because at the end of the day, you're the only one that knows. When you're staring back at that person in the mirror, hopefully when you're brushing your teeth at night, parents, you heard that, you like that. Did you get 1% better? So class of 24, you absolutely did. You knocked it out of the park. Tremendous impact on our community to help us hold a standard. And it went beyond just wanting to get off-campus privileges. All right, I know that's a carrot I can hold out there, but you really had the buy-in and made a tremendous impact on our community. I will say, classes, when you go on internship, everyone takes a deep breath, like, okay, we can relax a little bit. I mentioned this in a faculty meeting. You have been missed because of the impact that you have made. You guys can be seated. So I want to congratulate all our winners today, but all of you find your win today. You got to, hopefully a bunch of you are getting jobs this summer, but push yourself to get up out of bed during the summer before 8 o'clock. Okay, you're going to miss a lot of great things while you're resting in bed. And again, I want to thank all of you for a tremendous year and being willing to compete. With that said, I'd like to turn it over to Ms. Polash for Visual Arts Leadership Award.
Thank you, Mr. Abbott. The Visual Arts Leadership Award is given to an art student who stood out by consistently demonstrating aspects of the leadership model throughout the year. This year's winner always worked to reach her full potential, whether she was completing sketchbook assignments, preparing for critiques, sketching and planning for an art project, producing her creations, or evaluating her work. She approached every task with passion, conviction, and a great amount of persistence, and challenged herself throughout the year. She sought coaching and mentoring from me, but also from her family and her peers. She also took time to research techniques and methods for the most positive outcomes for her artwork. The student problem-solved superbly, thought critically, and greatly improved in understanding and applying aesthetic concepts. She sets the example for others, was unfailingly respectful, and consistently had a positive attitude, which is tough to hold through a whole year. She evaluated her art without bias and gained self-awareness with each project. Visual art is a discipline of hope, sincerity, and expressing appreciation, along with courage. The winner of the Art Leadership Award Visual Arts Leadership Award to Elaine Casey.
The Mathematics Leadership Awards are presented each year to students who excel in mathematics by incorporating the Gerstel principles and attributes into their everyday life, positively influence their classmates with their leadership, have excellent class participation, are developing essential critical thinking skills, and demonstrate perseverance in the pursuit of mathematical knowledge. The Einstein Leadership Award is presented to a 9th grade student, the Euler Leadership Award to a 10th grade student, and the Gauss Award is presented to an 11th grade student. The Senior Mathematics Departmental Award will be presented at the Senior Awards Ceremony in June.
Good morning. As you've heard, the Einstein Leadership Award is presented to the 9th grader who, in addition to demonstrating strong ability in mathematics, has also shown outstanding leadership in the classroom. This year's winner has an A average and, more importantly, has shown outstanding leadership. He leads by example. He is attentive and engaged during instruction and is the first to raise his hand to answer a question posed to the class. He is always willing to assist and instruct others. His work ethic is outstanding. His in-class worksheets are always completed in full, regardless of the progress made with the rest of the class. He is polite and respectful and always has a positive attitude. He has the courage and takes action to ask a question when he needs clarification. It is my privilege to present the Einstein Leadership Award to Quinn Mortimer.
The Euler Award is presented to a sophomore who shows excellence in mathematics and leadership. This year's recipient demonstrates superior critical thinking skills and an inquisitive approach to problem solving. This student quickly grasps new topics and contributes to the class discussion by volunteering answers and asking insightful questions. The student serves as a reliable resource to peers and guides the group work among table mates, instructing others with a positive and collaborative attitude. By working to reach their full potential, this student makes the class better for everyone. This year's Euler Award goes to Olivia Lute.
One more. The Gauss Award is presented to a junior who stands out as a mathematical scholar and a leader. Approaching every classroom endeavor with passion, conviction, and persistence, this student sets the example of working to reach one's full potential. As classmates recognized this student's success, he became a sought-after resource and group member. This student's collaborative guidance during study hall, as well as in class, influenced peers to improve themselves and their classroom community. At times, classmates preferred this student's explanations to the teachers. Historically a solid math student, this year's recipient has earned one of the highest percentages of all 4 Algebra 2 sections while maintaining a humble, respectful attitude. Congratulations to Rowan Myers.
Good morning. For the History Department for World History, American Government, and U.S. History. They're all named after portrait leaders here. It is with great pleasure that we gather today to present the Mikhail Gorbachev Award for World History, named after the distinguished leader who transformed the course of history. This year, the recipient of the Mikhail Gorbachev Award has truly shone brightly in our History Department. This student embodies the qualities of a true historian: curiosity, critical thinking, and a passion for uncovering the stories of the past. Her achievements speak volumes, scoring the highest on the fall history final. She's proven her deep understanding and mastery of historical thinking skills. Her presentations have been outstanding, reflecting a sophisticated ability to analyze and interpret various sources. The student doesn't just participate, she actively engages, questions, and pushes the boundaries of her knowledge. It is an honor to present the Mikhail Gorbachev Award for World History to a young scholar who exemplifies the very best of our academic community. Please join me in congratulating this exceptional student, Natalie Delgado. Your hard work and dedication are an inspiration to us all.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Angela Sugg, and I'm the History Department Chair. I'm honored to be here today to celebrate all the awards with everyone, and I have the pleasure of announcing this year's recipient of the American Government Award, named after Eleanor Roosevelt, one of our portrait leaders. This student consistently displays a true passion for the study of history and government, and their outstanding work ethic is evidenced in both class discussions and their written assignments, as well as their straight A+ average for the entire year. This student demonstrates a real scholarship for the study of government and is deeply committed to understanding the structure, functions, and political processes inherent to the U.S. system. This student's questions in class, as well as their perceptive comments and essays, clearly display their sincere interest in the social sciences. In addition to their outstanding scholarship, this student has pursued co-curricular opportunities that reflect their zeal for the study of government. After winning the regional level of the Joseph S. Wambar Historical Oration Contest this spring, this student forged ahead to the next level of competition and placed second in the state of Maryland. As she delivered an almost 6-minute speech by memory on the role of Sam Adams' leadership in the American Revolution and his use of various media to influence fellow colonists, this student's passion for history and government clearly became alive. Please join me in congratulating this year's winner of the Eleanor Roosevelt Award, sophomore Olivia Lute. Additionally, I have a second pleasure of presenting this year's recipient of the U.S. History Award, named after portrait leader Muhammad Ali. This junior clearly displays a passion for history, and their deeply inquisitive and intellectual nature is apparent every day in class. This student routinely asks clarifying questions regarding the nuances of history, and their critical thinking skills are evidenced in both class discussions and essays. This student's outstanding, consistently academic performance is demonstrated daily through their historical thinking skills, which are exemplary. Their ability to analyze primary source documents and synthesize their relations to a given historical topic is excellent. This student's historical thinking skills, whether they be developing historical arguments, making historical connections, or utilizing reasoning about comparison, causation, and continuity and change, are displayed every day in class. This student demonstrates a deep appreciation for the study of history and has an authentic interest in learning about the past to better inform the future. The student also does not shy away from rigorous academic challenges and thrives in a demanding course such as Advanced Placement U.S. History. This student is a sheer joy to teach. Congratulations to this year's winner of the Muhammad Ali U.S. History Award, Junior Amari Owens.
The Writing Lab is a great place to put leadership into action. Many students have helped their peers perfect papers and filling up the tutor sign-up spots as soon as they were released. When I reached out to her about becoming a weekly tutor for a middle school student, she jumped at the opportunity to help. She's always generous with her time and talents and does it with a smile on her face. She is the definition of enthusiasm at all times, but especially in English class, where she is consistently positive impact. I congratulate Jordan Blackburn as this year's recipient of the English Leadership Award. The next award for the English department is the Promising Young Writers Award. Sometimes a student comes along and makes you question, are they better at this than I am? When you're lucky enough to teach a gifted student, it pushes you to do better as a teacher, and it elevates the dynamic of the entire classroom. Beyond simply being a great writer, what sets this student apart is her willingness to revise, refine, and reflect on her writing process. Just like Mr. Palasko says, those are often things we don't want to do, but she does them repeatedly. When editing her papers together, she often asks why. Not to be rude, but to try to understand how to craft writing to have the biggest impact. This desire to learn and grow is actually what makes her an incredible writer. As a junior, she already has some pretty amazing accomplishments. In her freshman year, her Champions of Courage essay won first place out of hundreds of applicants across the state. In her sophomore year, she advanced to the state competition in the Poetry Out Loud performance. And this year, as a junior, out of thousands of applicants across the country, she was one of 12 students to be recognized for her intellectual freedom essay based on the danger of censorship. I proudly present this year's Promising Young Writers Award to Amari Owens. Competing in the Poetry Out Loud competition is the epitome of public speaking, requiring immense courage and poise. Poetry Out Loud is a national recitation competition celebrating the power of the spoken word. This year, 2 participants from Gerstel advanced to the state competition. Amari Owens won 3rd place during the regional competition, and Elaine Casey won 2nd during the regional competition. Both Amari and Elaine demonstrated passion, conviction, and persistence and performed beautifully at the state competition. Congratulations, Amari Owens and Elaine Casey. Congratulations.
Good morning. My name is Beth Hannon. I'm the Assistant Director of College Guidance. And I have the distinct privilege today of presenting the next award on behalf of High Point University. High Point University continues its tradition of honoring high school students for their academic achievement, commitment in and outside the classroom, and who honor a growth mindset through the Book Awards program. This award is a distinguished honor for a sophomore high school student who not only show great academic and social prowess, but also model an intuitive growth mindset and outside the classroom. This individual embodies stellar performance in the classroom while also striving to make a difference in the community. They lead by example, understand the importance of academic endeavors, and honor a commitment to improving today's community. This year, Gerstel Academy has the opportunity to recognize one sophomore on behalf of High Point University for the Book Award program. Congratulations, Matthew Glazer.
Buenos dias. The American Association of Teachers of Spanish and Portuguese sponsors an annual trip for 18 to 22 rising seniors who have demonstrated exceptional aptitude and passion for the Spanish language. Each school can only nominate one student, and as such, it is an honor to even be asked to apply. Nominees undergo a rigorous and time-consuming application process each fall. The goal of the scholarship is to bring together students with a similar focus and introduce them to an immersive travel experience in a Spanish-speaking country. This year's program will take 21 current juniors to Panama in mid-July for a transformative intercultural experience. Gerstel is honored to recognize our nominee and 2024 Junior Travel Award recipient, Amari Owens. Each year, each individual chapter of the Sociedad Honoraria Hispánica can recognize one graduating senior for their example of servant leadership through the SAHH and excellence in the Spanish classroom throughout their membership in the Sociedad. This year's honoree has been a member since sophomore year and served as co-president this year. It is thanks to his persistence and creativity that we enjoyed the dance skills from the Danza Folclórica Latina dance troupe from Baltimore. His passion for the Spanish language and Hispanic cultures has enriched the experience for every Spanish class he has taken. This year's Premio de Honor recipient from the Julia Alvarez chapter is Nathan Popov. Last Tuesday, we celebrated the Gerstel students who received medals and mención honorífica, or honorable mention recognition, for this spring's National Spanish exam. Today, we honor two seniors who received mención honorífica status this year, scoring higher than 50% of the thousands of students who competed in the national contest. Congratulations to Lexi Larson and Grace Monson. Each fall, the Kevin Cessna Buscemi Global Citizen Scholarship grows increasingly more competitive. This program invites eligible students to compete for the opportunity to attend a week-long immersion program in person at the Concordia Language Village in Bemidji, Minnesota, or a virtual program that exposes students to professionals and students in Hispanic cultures from all over the world. In order to be eligible to apply, students must earn a gold, silver, or bronze medal on the previous year's National Spanish exam. This year, we honor Olivia Nayergis, who will be attending a virtual camp, and Courtney Hogan, who was selected as an alternate for the in-person camp.
Good morning.
Good morning, Dr. Smith.
There you go. Wake up. This award, I'm really honored to chat about Dr. Henry Smith as well as his wife Esther for a couple of minutes, and then Dr. Greppy is going to talk more about the winner. This award does carry a $250 monetary award provided by the estate of Henry and Esther Smith. Henry Smith would have been an ideal student here at Gerstel. He graduated number one in his class at Boys Latin School, a school that Mr. Hilliard and I know quite well. Went on to Hopkins and played baseball as a center fielder and never made an error in 3 years of college baseball. Very interesting. Such a good student at Hopkins, got a scholarship to Harvard. Before he got to Harvard, he had to serve in World War II. In World War II, he served as an intelligence officer, as a second lieutenant, and he served in 5 major campaigns. That doesn't mean much to a lot of people here. You go to the Pentagon, you might see an admiral or a general with maybe 2 campaigns. He served in 5 major campaigns and lived. Came back to Harvard, got his PhD in philosophy, and started studying language. Ultimately became chairman of the Modern Language Department at the Citadel in South Carolina. He spoke 12 languages. And the thing that's interesting about Spanish was he encouraged me 20 years ago, you better start having your kids study Spanish. That's where the world is going. And boy, was he right. Outstanding man. He and his wife contributed the money for this particular award. And it's really an honor for me just to think about them and chat about them and have an award in their name. It's now Dr. Greppy's responsibility to award our winner. Dr. Greppy.
Each year, the Spanish department honors one underclassman to Spanish. This year's recipient arrives each day to Spanish class with a can-do attitude, an infectious passion, and a determination to improve not only herself, but to lift those around her. Additionally, since her freshman year, this year's recipient has accomplished the following. She earned her Level 1 Global Seal her freshman year, as well as a bronze medal on the National Spanish Exam. During her sophomore year, she was inducted into Sociedad Honoraria Hispánica, earned a Mención Honorífica on the NSE, and was awarded a Global Citizen Scholarship to further her study of Spanish over the summer. During her junior year, this year's recipient earned another Mención Honorífica, served as secretary of the SAHH, received a coveted Bertie Green Junior Travel Award to Panama, and will soon be announced as this year's overall winner of the MFLA Maryland 2024 Visual Arts Competition, for which she will be honored at the annual Fall Conference in October. Please join us in congratulating Amari Owens.
Thank you very much, Dr. Greppy and Dr. Smith. What an extraordinary honor it is to work with some of our most outstanding young leaders in student government to enhance student life at Gerstel Academy with Mr. Donato, Mrs. Lowe, Mr. Rixum, along with Mr. Abbott and Ms. Prosher. At this time, I would like to honor the student government members who acted as student leaders for the 2023-2024 school year, which is ending. Please stand when your name is called. Remy Logue as president, Bodie Yelland as vice president, Olivia Sprinkle as secretary, Hayden Hoffman as treasurer, and Sky Ellison as historian. Also like to recognize 9th grade reps Natalie Delgado, Suhani Kapoor, Whitney McIlvain, and Megan Rudo. 10th grade reps Braden Moore, Olivia Lute, Erin Yelland, and Harrison Stubbs. '11th grade, Kirsten Clarius, Carter Mostovitz. Finally, 12th grade reps, Abby Haga, Brooke Mandelberg, Mimi DeLone, and Alec Eli. A few weeks ago, we had elections for student government officers for the 2024-2025 school year. The following students will lead the student government for the upcoming school year: President Sky Ellison, Vice President Sydney Mostovitz, Secretary Kirsten Clarius, Treasurer Sasha Vishnyakov, and Historian Braden Moore. If you are interested in participating in student government next year, please be aware that there will be elections in the fall for 4 representatives from to please come to the stage.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Remy Logue, and as Dr. Greenspan said, I was this year's SGA president. I have had the privilege and honor to work alongside Sky this year as she served as the SGA historian. I am excited that she will be stepping into the role of president for the upcoming school year, and I have enjoyed serving you all this year and leading you guys through activities to bring our community closer, through Spirit Week, Homecoming, the pep rallies, and more. Thank you all for entrusting me in this role. I am excited for Sky to take over and confident that she will excel in her new role. Congratulations, Sky.
Sorry, I had to put my camera down. Good morning.
Good morning.
The Book of Knowledge, or BOK, it's popularly known around here, is a unique representation of all of the things that set Gerstel Academy apart from other schools. It outlines not only the history, but also the information every person should know to be culturally literate as a citizen of the United States. The BOK Challenge is a fierce competition between the freshman, sophomore, and junior advisories to see who has best mastered its content. Seniors do not compete, but rather design and run the competition. The BOK Challenge was originated by the class of 2012, whose class colors still adorn the cup, along with the colors of the previous year's winners. Past winners include Senora Hedrick's advisory in 2019, Mr. Donato's advisory in 2021, Ms. Suggs' advisory in 2022, and most recently, my advisory in 2023. The challenge is conducted in 2 parts. The initial round of competition occurs at the end of January. Freshmen, sophomore, and junior advisories compete in a real-time online quiz that contains a selection of multiple choice questions. The top average scoring advisories from each grade move on to ask that the members of Ms. Weinbrenner's, Mr. Casey's, and Ms. Funk's advisories please stand and be recognized for making it to that final battle. The second round of competition is a Jeopardy-style game with predetermined categories in specific areas, including portrait leaders, history, and trivia about our school and our nation. The winning advisory receives ownership of the BOK Challenge Cup for 1 year's time, and their advisory's name will be engraved on the plaque. This year, our grand champions and winners of the BOK Congratulations. Please come forward to receive your trophy and take a group photo.
Congratulations. That's awesome. Congratulations, boys. Congratulations, John. Congratulations. Smart for you. Congratulations. 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 Congratulations, Matt.
Congratulations to all the students whose accomplishments have been recognized this morning. We are very proud of you. Every event at Gerstel involves the hard working and commitment of many people. Mr. Abbott and I would like to thank the following. Dr. Smith, for your vision. Thank you to Mr. Plasko and Ms. Luke for their continued mentorship. We want to thank our fellow administrators for your efforts and work to support our teachers and students. Thank you, Ms. Wilkins, for helping coordinate today's events. Our teachers and coaches, where are you? You are where it all comes together, in classes, advisory, on the field, or on the courts. The relationships you build with your students are essential and fulfilling. The mission of Gerstel Academy, your work allowed us to have a successful school year, so thank you. Thank you, Mr. Scholes and facility staff for helping set up for the space for today's ceremony and always maintaining our campus. To our parents, your consistent support and encouragement of your children as they work to reach their full potential is appreciated. We are honored to partner with you as we develop the leaders of tomorrow. And your hard work in the classroom and the athletic arena has been recognized this morning. Continue to take action. View challenges as opportunities to grow and treat others as you want to be treated. You will remember the details of the awards given today, but they will remember how you made them feel. Leaders care for and serve others. Continue to do the right thing, have courage in the face of adversity, and maintain a positive attitude. It makes all the difference. We look forward to seeing your continued success, and we hope to see everyone continue their support and encouragement in athletics this Sunday. Please rise, Braden Hammond, one more time, come on up here, as he leads us in singing the alma mater.
We got it. Let's do it, Braden. Hey, buddy. Walks like a snake.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3. We are mighty Gerstel Academy, flying high and free. Alongside our courage is how we
Okay, as we wrap up this morning in record time, thank you all presenters for being concise. We're going to change our schedule a little bit for our students. I know we're starting with our seniors and juniors changing first. As our 9th and 10th grade begin with lunch, we will start the games at 11:30. Your advisors know where you begin, all right? And we will change our rotation on the horn, and then we'll end up with a little treat at the end of the day. Thank you guys for everything. Have an awesome day.